I ended up spending $650 for 2 days.
Welcome to our country, Papua New Guinea.
No, I would not recommend this place.
Welcome to New Guinea.
Welcome to New Britain in Papua New Guinea. In this video, I'm taking you to this crazy island that has some amazing sights. We'll go diving, some dolphin chasing, island hopping, and a lot more. Let's get started. In the previous video, I showed you how to attend the incredible Mount Hagen Festival independently. Click on the link above and check out the video. Good morning from New Britain. I'm here at the Walindi Plantation Resort in Kimbe Bay, and I'm starting my first day with diving. So we'll be doing 3 dives here today. Apparently, this is one of the best spots in the entire world for diving. Well, let's go find out if that is true. The first dive site we went to is the English Shoal. There wasn't much happening there. Most of the coral is dead, but we got to see some fish, especially a little school of jackfish. The sea was rough, and apparently for the last few days there were quite a lot of strong winds, so the visibility wasn't that great either. I did get to see a faint glimpse of a shark deep down, but it wasn't any closer. The second dive site was quite diverse. We had 2 reefs and the area between them. We saw this pufferfish, also an electric clam, my first one. This side had a bit more of coral, but again, most of it was sadly destroyed. The reef was quite shallow, so I went for a little snorkel, and sadly, most of the coral here has been destroyed as well. Did get to see some colorful fish though. We arrived on a small island with a cute little beach, and while we were having lunch, we got to see a massive Napoleon chomping on the leftovers from our lunch. The island was small but really beautiful. I would have loved a bit more to walk around. Sadly, there wasn't enough time, and we are heading to a third dive, which is more about muck diving. The third dive became my favorite. Even though I'm not a big fan of muck diving, I got to see quite a lot, from nudibranchs to these giant sea cucumbers. One of them looked entirely alien, but overall, this was the best dive. It was also the dive where I completed 60 minutes underwater. Super proud of that. What a crazy day. So I just got back after the third dive, and the weather changes here pretty much hour by hour. We had sun, then clouds, then sun. It's a bit of a drizzle now, but it is quite pleasant. Also, you need to pack some mosquitoes with you. Don't pack mosquitoes, pack some mosquito repellent, because there are plenty of bugs here. And before I jump into the pool to avoid mosquitoes, here's an honest review of the entire thing. There's only one place that provides diving facilities in Kimbe Bay, Papua New Guinea, and that is Walindi Plantation Resort. There's no other dive shops here at all. And they are obviously milking that opportunity. So I had to pay for my diving, for the gear. Who travels with regulators and their BCDs seriously? Especially if it is just for a day of diving. Then I had to pay for my lunch, for my transfers, GST, blah, 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 all of that. You're looking at 1 day of diving plus 1 day of doing some other stuff, about $1,200 to $1,300. And I'm actually not staying here. I'm staying in the town nearby, Kimbe town, to save money in a guest house. So for that price tag, is it really worth it? I mean, I've not seen anything that I hadn't seen before, maybe apart from the seahorse. So yeah, I would not honestly think that this is worth the price tag. Did I have a good time though? Yes, I absolutely did. Time to jump into the pool, and I'm gonna get some lunch, rest up, and tomorrow we are going for another adventure. If you want some more amazing travel content, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button. Also, if you would like to travel with me, well, check out my website. Good morning. It's all about land today, and we will be exploring around this beautiful area. Well, it is a really bizarre day, but more about that story a little bit later. So we are here at the hot river. So there are volcanic springs that make the water of the river hot, and we are here to check that out. So on the way here, we saw a lot of plantations of the palm oil, and I didn't know it was a big problem here, but it looks like when we drove for about an hour and a half, and literally all we could see was palm trees, which has destroyed this absolutely beautiful, one of the most ancient rainforests in the entire world. I really hope they learn and they stop it, but you can also make a difference by not using palm oil products. Let's go check out the river now.
This is amazing, and it's not too hot. It's like 27, 28 degrees, which is just perfect. Look at this beautiful water. Look, I got a new friend. And they are not shy at all.
Papua New Guinea can be quite a scary place if you don't know what you're doing. If you want to visit this gorgeous country without any hassle, well, check out my website. I can make it happen for you in no time.
Just making a quick stop on the way back, and we're looking for crocodiles. There aren't any today, but I saw a bunch of hornbills, and it's a really good spot for bird watching, if that's your thing. I've had some lunch, and we are going chasing for a waterfall now with my two new buddies. If you come to Japan and you want a discount on any Suzuki car, he's your man.
The walk to the waterfall was quite different to what I'd expected. So we started on the flat land, and then we got to some villages, passed through some huts, and then saw these cute little piggies. And then it got a little bit difficult, so we had to go through the forest, which got thicker and thicker, and we also had to do some wet crossing, so we had to cross the same river about 3 or 4 different times.
Oh look, they're drying the coconuts for oil.
And finally, after an hour of walking, we got to our waterfall, and it is quite a beautiful place. There was a lot of jumping and running around. The local kids followed us, and they went all the way up, and they are really fearless. I wish I was that fearless. I was just happy to swim and chill and have a great time, and then I figured out that we could also go behind the waterfall. Well, why wouldn't I do that?
Turns out you can go to the upper level. Why would I say no to that, even though it looked deathly steep?
Compared to the lower level, the upper level was much more serene and calm and beautiful. The forest around was really nice as well. And I'm so happy I shared this experience with these little kids and my friends, because they brought all the life to this whole experience.
So that's all from the waterfall. I'm heading back to town because it's getting dark. And since there's no name for it, I'm calling it Putanga Waterfall because the village nearby. I've also added it to Maps.me and Google. Come find it.
Good morning. I'm at the Hoskins Airport taking my flight to Rabaul, Kokopo on the other side of New Britain. Now, I really wanted to do this by land. It takes about 10 to 12 hours, but unfortunately, there are some wet crossings, and also because of the tribal warfare, it is not safe at the moment, so I'm going to have to take a flight. But while I wait for my 2-hour delayed flight, here's the story of why I wouldn't recommend you come here just yet. There's no safe tourism infrastructure here apart from the Walindi Plantation Resort. I checked with a few hotels, guest houses. None of them had any idea how to do any activities. There's only one dive shop, and like I said before, the diving was pretty whatever. So I think it needs a little bit more development, some more local dive shops, some more people. So I felt very, very, caged, that I was in this little bubble with no local contact whatsoever. Personally, the more important reason for not recommending this place is the Walindi Plantation Resort itself. The prices are insane. I ended up spending $650 for 2 days, 3 dives and 2 tours, a couple of lunches and transfers. That is an obscenely insane amount for this amount of activity, and I didn't even stay with them, which made things worse because the tour guide told me in no ambiguous terms, like right to my face, that I was not, their priority because I wasn't staying with them. And I thought it would get better, but when we went for the tours, he completely ignored me. There's no briefing or anything, and I was completely going with other people's schedule, mind you, after paying full price. They also don't quote the prices with GST, which is not a normal practice here. The staff would also come around running with a card machine, behind after me, like, you need to pay for this, you need to pay for that, which was honestly very, very embarrassing. especially in front of other guests. And no, I would not recommend this place. There are better places in this beautiful country. I will tell you more about Rabaul when we get there. Good morning. No, I've not magically transported myself to Iceland. We are still in Papua New Guinea, and this is Rabaul. So there was a big explosion in 1991, and that covered the entire city under ash. Most of it has been destroyed, and they moved the provincial capital to Kokopo, where I am staying. So I'll be exploring around here, starting with this bad boy. So this is Tavurvur mountain. So Tavurvur literally means violent and drunk. And that's exactly what it is. Let's go hiking all the way up. Oh, by the way, the weather is nice today because you're going hiking up, and usually it's really hot here, but I'm quite happy with this. Let's get going.
The whole landscape here is really bizarre, but also really fascinating. So when you get close to the beach, you can see the steam coming out, and then you actually look into the water, you can see it bubbling. We paid the entrance and were allocated a guide, actually, a lot of them. So we are heading next to our hike.
Never do anything alone in Papua New Guinea. Ever. This is still lava here from the eruption. Alright, it took about 40 minutes. It was a moderate hike, and we are all the way up. It's raining a little bit, but oh my god. Welcome to Tavurvur. Wow. Insane. Welcome to the top of Tavurvur. If there's hell, surely the gate looks like this. It is beautiful. Sadly, it's raining, so I can't use my drone. I'll try and come back and try it because this place is made for a drone. Look at that. It's insane. Oh my god, these guys are amazing. They're literally going without shoes. They did the whole hike with flip-flops.
The weather has cleared up, and we are heading to our next stop. All of us, my entire entourage. So it's the Megapode birds, and they found out that the volcanic ash is warm, and they've outsourced their entire hatching process to it. Sadly, the locals have found out, and they dig up their eggs, boil them in the hot spring, and eat them. I hope the poor megapods are okay with it.
So the birds lay their eggs here on the ground, and this is where the locals dig for them.
Our next stop is a little bit unusual. This is a Betty bomber from World War II. It's a Japanese plane, and it was destroyed here. Japanese took over these islands, and they were using these islands to orchestrate attacks. Well, sadly, this one got destroyed, and now it's a tourism mecca. Well, let's go get some lunch. We have a few more things to cover today. It is turning up to be quite a big day.
After lunch, we got to visit the Yamamoto's bunker as well as the New Guinea Club before heading to one of my favorite spots for the day.
I also want to introduce you to my buddy, my guide Kona. So I will leave his number below. You can get in touch with him on WhatsApp or email, and he will be able to show you around all of this. He has a lot of knowledge, and he's obviously a local here. It's our second last stop for the day, and the sun has come out somewhat. So this you see right behind me is a Simpson Harbor, and that is the Great Harbor. And yes, we were hiking up there. Look, it's so beautiful. You know, it's the mountains with 3 different colors. Cute. So during the 1994 eruption, the entire city of Rabaul was destroyed, covered in ash, and most of it is still in that state. They're still cleaning up, you know, after so long. So this is the new settlement of Rabaul, and after the volcanic eruption, they moved the capital to Kokopo.
Our last stop is the barge tunnel, which could house up to 7 barges. The Japanese dug more than 500 kilometers of tunnels during World War II here.
Good morning. It's one of the most exciting mornings in this country for me because I am going out to try and swim with some amazing dolphins. Apparently there's a pod of wild dolphins who swim here, come in the morning, they chill around, and I'm really hoping to get like up and close to them. Let's see if that works out. This place is amazing. Don't forget to wear a stinger suit because yes, look, I am covered in jellyfish thing. There's quite a lot of them here. But other than that, this is absolutely incredible. This is an insane experience. And look, they're still here. Oh, that was insanely incredible, wasn't it? Oh my God, despite all the jellyfish sting, honestly, I've never felt so happy, in such pure joy in such a long time. And I really have to thank these beautiful, beautiful dolphins for this. And they're completely wild. No one feeds them and they love the boat. And usually they run away when they hear the engines. And when you get in the water with them, they also run away, but not here. And this is incredible. I love this place, seriously. So I took my little breakfast on the boat and now I am here on the Pigeon Island. There's two, the big Pigeon Island and the small one. And I chose this one because this is going to be my private island for the rest of the day. Let me show you around before I take you snorkeling here.
Time is going by so quickly in Papua New Guinea.
I was really apprehensive before coming to Papua New Guinea because I like being independent and I don't like being herded with big tour groups. And I'm so grateful that I got to do this on my own without any tour guides because I got to meet the incredible people from this country and I feel like my heart has healed a lot. I'm heading to snorkeling next. Let's go.
There's not much to see and do in the city of Kokopo, except for the War Museum, and since I'm allergic to museums, I'm gonna stay away. You can also check out the market if you're into fresh fruits and veg.
That is all from the beautiful New Britain. Apart from the nastiness with the resort, this place is absolutely incredibly beautiful. I'm heading next to soon to be the newest country in the world, Bougainville. Click on the link above and meet me there.